I see scraps of microfiber on this hood and I'm wondering, what's going on?
Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
And this is DIY Detail. Today we're going to be doing plastic restore and protect on this Kia. This Kia has been in a previous video. The paint was in really bad shape. We fixed it up. There'll be a link down below. But now it's time to do the plastic. Now in the previous video, we washed the car using All Clean. Yes, it was that bad. And All Clean is the prep that you need to do for the plastic restore and protect. We want to make sure that plastic is deoxidized, and that's what we've done here. So you can see the video down below, but watch this one first.
So real quick, if I'm trying to prep old faded trim, spray some All Clean on, agitate, rinse?
Brush and rinse. Now, if it's really bad, you'll actually polish it. But this one, there's not much flat texture. There's a big honeycomb grill. That honeycomb grill, we can't get in there with a polisher, so All Clean and a brush was our method of getting it prepared.
Usually you use our yellow foam waffle pad, gold standard polish, same way we always teach. So All Clean, rinse, then a bit of polishing if you desire or if it's appropriate.
Right.
Not always necessary. We're gonna show you, not having polish first, how to make this process work great.
Exactly. If you have a Jeep, if you have a Mini with that wide trim that's easy to polish, go ahead and polish that. That's actually the best way of preparing. Now, Nick mentioned little scraps of microfiber. This was a microfiber towel that was on the end of its life, and this is what we use as an applicator. We have our beautiful foam applicator. You can buy microfiber applicators. You're going to waste product if you use those. Don't use those.
We sell these, right, for $10 a piece?
No. Take your least preferred microfiber towel, the thinner the better, and this is what we're going to be using to apply the Restore and Protect.
DIY, do it yourself. We're teaching you how to really do this.
Yeah.
Trying to save you some money and give you great results.
Now another applicator for that honeycomb grill will be this brush. And you notice the brush is a light colored. We did that on purpose. You'll see how much we use with the brush and how we clean it at the end.
Okay, I love the tease. So stick around to the end, folks.
Yeah, so there you go, one applicator, Nick. Now I have some larger scraps. These are to level the coating. And with this coating, the less you use, the better it is. We want to spread it out as far as possible. The farther you spread it, the less you get on this, the more you keep on your plastic, the less you're wasting.
Sounds good to me.
Shall we get down to the bumper, Nick?
Oh, we're doing the honeycomb grill first. Okay, so
yes.
We're not shying away from the difficult places.
The prep on this was very simple. We used All Clean and a brush to get in all of these areas. We're gonna be using a brush again to get in there. But first, we're gonna start on the edge, work our way to the center so you'll see the progression. And at the same time, we wanna do these large flat areas first, and we'll finish with the honeycomb grill. Now, we each have a ball in our hands. Nick's probably gonna be emptying his way before me, but
I'm gonna see if I learned a lesson the first time we did this, when you said less is more, less is more, less is more.
Right, because the little bottle actually can do many of these. And all we want is a couple drops on the applicator. And that's gonna spread out over time. So I'm gonna start down here and work my way to the center.
Where are you starting, around the circle here?
No, I'm starting right at the edge.
Oh, got it. Boy, 2-3 drops is all I did, and it's already pronounced. The difference. It's so tempting to use more, Ivan, but this is working great.
Yeah, more is not helping you. More is actually hindering you, because then you get what look like high spots and you're having to work hard to level it.
How are you working around the paint here?
Just folding the towel so it doesn't reach the paint, and if it does, not a big deal. You've got about 5 minutes to wipe it off. With these little lines, it's very easy just to fold the towel, get it in to the line. Same thing around the edge. We fold the towel, get it in there. And I'm still working on my original 2 or 3 little drops. You have to remember, this is a ceramic coating. It's not just a black dye. And And it has very aggressive wetting agents, which allows it to carry that dye and that coating deep into the plastic.
What is faded oxidized plastic? Like, what are we working with? How are we remedying it? Give me some of the Ivan chemistry talk here.
It's plastic that over time has been damaged by the sun. And what we're doing is filling in the pores of the plastic and getting that plastic nice and black again the way it should. And people have asked, how long is this going to last? It's going to last as long as a new piece of plastic. So if you were to buy brand new trim for this Kia, over time it would still fade like this because it's an inevitable consequence of parking in the sun. And you know, some people will, let's just say, use less quality products to try to keep them black, and that actually over time damages them.
How so?
The solvents in those products actually damage it. Like, you've probably seen some viral videos online of people using a propane torch or a torch to fix this. That is a great way of damaging your plastic. Because what it does, instantly, it looks great, but very quickly, it'll fade back and even worse than what it was before. Because then you're actually damaging the plastic. You're removing the plasticizers, or what's, you know, some people refer to them as oils, but they're not really oils. But the plastic is basically drying out. And by superheating it like that, you're drying it out, making it worse. So once you've done a section, as you can see here, I got a little bit on the paint. Just go along with my towel, pick it up off the paint, and then level the area with my other little towel. Just like a true ceramic coating, because it is a true ceramic coating.
We definitely want to level then.
Yeah. Now, Nick, before you get there, there's just a bit of water here.
That's from the wash?
That's from the wash about 10 hours ago.
Wow.
So we'll let that dry for a few seconds. And see, looks great when it's wet. So I've folded the towel and shoved it into the little crack there. And then follow up with the other towel. Now, for this honeycomb type trim, this is where it gets a little more interesting. Some drops on the brush. And we just move it around, get it in there. So I use 2 drops on the brush.
Wow. Look at that, Ivan. Why does that look so rich off the brush?
Because there's a lot more in the brush than in the microfiber towel absorbs some of it, whereas the brush doesn't.
Am I okay to immediately level, like around an edge, if I'm afraid of the paint? Okay.
Yeah, on the paint, definitely you want to level sooner than later.
This is just one thing I didn't do the first time I used this, was remember that it's a ceramic coating and we need to level it. I just think of it like being an artist, you know, just blending it all in, making it look even as you go.
Yeah. And then what I'm doing here, I'm going over and over and over again because I'm using the brush to actually level it. And then where it's a little wetter, where I started, I'll go back over it to pick more up in the brush and just spread it further.
I'm even getting this lower level, Ivan.
Yeah.
The best looking Kia you've ever seen, with 130-some thousand miles.
Yeah, for an 11-year-old car, it's looking a lot better.
What happens if I drop my applicator?
You get a new one, that's why there's a number of them cut up on the hood.
What if it's a lower section that no one will ever see?
Get another applicator.
We do it right, all right.
And you want to work these complicated areas from many different angles, not only to spread the product to make sure that it gets in everywhere, but also because I'm leveling with the brush as much as I've applied with the brush.
I kind of want you to use that brush on that little circle area below the headlights, because I struggled to really get mine in those lines.
Okay.
No, yours is fine, but mine I really struggled on.
There you go.
Did that help?
Brush your side. Just add a drop. You don't need to add more than that.
So Ivan says a drop. I do 1 drop. That's it. I wanted to try right here because I noticed those lines were difficult to get in. There you go. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, but you should have started on the honeycomb grill because now you've got way too much there.
Okay.
You want to do that. You would have wanted to do that at the end of your brush.
Okay. I'm gonna level it right away then.
Yeah. This was just Nick's way of trying to use more product because now he's gonna have to put another drop.
I'm gonna have to use more, huh? It's a travesty.
It's a disease.
So you would do another drop for the honeycomb?
Yeah.
Just 1. Okay.
Then start in the center of your area and work it around.
Yours looks amazing, Ivan. What's your brush technique?
Move it quickly. That's looking way better.
Is it? I feel like I need another drop, Ivan. I'm trying not to.
Resist the urge.
Really?
Put your brush here, see what it does. Yeah, you still have a lot on the brush.
It's just not. If you weren't here, I for sure would do another drop.
I'll do another drop.
All right.
And then once you've done the area, go back around, inspect, make sure the little cracks and crevices are all done. Make sure you get it off the paint, if it's on the paint anywhere. And then you can move to the next section.
If I was upselling this to a customer, what could I charge them?
It really depends on how much trim is on the vehicle. So this one, we have this big front piece on the bumper. We have this piece here. The cowl, unfortunately, normally we would do the cowl, but it's cracked, it's broken, but we will do the wiper arms. And the trim around the windows, around the mirrors, we'll have to do that. So there's actually a lot of this plastic trim on this vehicle. So we're probably looking at a couple $100. You know, it's the time more than the product that we're selling here.
Look at the area we haven't done and look at the areas we have done. And this will not go away the first time it rains.
No.
It's not gonna go away in a week.
No, this is equal to putting a new part on it. So if a new part is gonna stay nice for 5 years, this is gonna stay nice for 5 years. We've restored the plastic. We haven't just covered it up. Because of the wetting agents, the dye, and the coating, they all conspire to go deep into the plastic and restore it. It's not a topical application. It's actually going into the plastic.
What is a wetting agent, Ivan?
It helps carry what we want into the plastic. So basically it's very, very thin, and think of it as a primer, or it just helps the plastic to bring in that dye and the coating. Now, you'll want to, no. You've got more than, you've got too much, Nick.
Okay.
Look at how shiny yours is versus mine.
I love shine.
Yeah, but it's not supposed to be shiny.
I love the glazed donut, Ivan.
Yeah. Now go back to where you first applied, go over it with the brush again. You'll pick up that excess, and then you can bring it to that other area.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm doing.
And let me get rid of the water here.
Okay.
So you'll be able to finish that part too. Next little area is here, while Nick is finishing up his grill. Getting in and around that light. Getting all the way to the edges. And yes, it looks a little sloppy, but I'll fix that in a second. Again, I'm folding it to get it into that crack under the light, all the way around there. And then level off the paint, level off the light, and level the plastic. And we're done.
It's interesting because once this is done, it's not gonna be like, oh my gosh, that trim just pops. It's just gonna be like, oh, this vehicle looks nice and I don't know why.
Yeah, the
trim.
trim.
It's not drawing your attention anymore. It just looks right.
Right, so basically what we've done, the trim is the way it should look. We're not trying to make it glossy or glassy or shiny. We're trying to make it look like brand new trim, which is what we're doing. Now, if you wanted a glossier finish, let it sit a couple hours and do a second coat.
Well, I've noticed it on my Jeep. It's a 9-year-old Jeep, and we did this on my vehicle, and we'll put a link in the description below. We won't have you go to it just yet. But now that it's in the wild and it's in parking lots, it just looks like a Jeep.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look like a super faded old Jeep. It's like, oh, this is the way it's supposed to look.
Yeah.
I never think about the trim because it's not a distraction. It just looks nice, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole idea, so.
And being a ceramic coating, it makes it easier to clean that trim.
Yep.
So I've got the mirror surround done, and let me bring you in closer here. Like I said, the cowl we could do, but this is part of the reason we're not doing the cowl. It needs to be replaced. It's got a nice big hole there. But the wiper arm, that we can do. Now the wiper arms, we can polish them. There's a Kia Soul that's been on our channel before, where I first introduced Nick to polishing wiper arms. There's a bit of a competition that we had. It was a fun video. It'll be in the link. There'll be a link down below to that one too. And I can't resist, I will do part of the cowl. But this is an area we would have done with the brush, but it's all broken. But at least I can do the rest of the cowl. Definitely cleaning up the Kia here. So I spread it and then level it. How are you doing down there, Nick?
Doing great, focusing on areas no one will ever see, classic me. But really enjoying the finish this is leaving behind.
Yep. I went down all the way to the...
Yep, I saw that. I was just evening out my side.
Yep.
And then I just noticed I kind of missed a smidge here. So I'll color that in. That is one area, oops, that is one area that I'll level this and get a new fresh towel. That's an area folks are gonna see.
Yeah, and I missed a little spot here, so let me get that. It's nice to come away and look at it from a different angle.
I mean, I have pride in our work, Ivan. Like, we've done great work here. It's so rewarding.
So Nick, here you may have slightly over applied. See how glossy it is?
Uh-huh.
So there we go. Over here, I've done one of these window frames and not the other. And you can sort of see a difference here between the two. This rubber trim at the bottom is very, very thirsty. So I'm gonna put one layer on, apply around the rest of the window frame. And you can see the difference immediately that it's making. I'll level this, and then I'm gonna put a second coat on this piece because it is so thirsty. The rubber is a lot more porous than the plastic. I'm just gonna let that sit. I got some on the paint, so take my little towel, and this towel will expire soon. Get off the paint, get off the window.
Do these leveling towels expire, Ivan?
Once they start getting too full, it's time to get a new one. That's why I cut several of them up. This lower trim is very bad, and it's probably not because of sun, but anyways, just age.
You can see this, it looks kind of decent, but some spotting on there. Let's see what Plastic Restore and Protect does. Okay, look at that bottom, look at that difference. See what we're doing there? We're just dramatically, boom, 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 boom. We're coloring it in. This is so satisfying, Ivan.
It is. It's actually one of the fun things to do in detailing. Well, detailing's fun everywhere, but this is instant gratification.
Absolutely. Boy, this rubber is so thirsty though. Did you find a good strategy for it?
wait a few minutes, do a second coat.
Okay, so we're gonna be layering coats here.
Back here, the back bumper, it's looking really sad, and we'll fix that up very quickly. Now, I could start from the side like I did before, but I'm actually gonna start on this larger piece so I can spread the product more evenly on my applicator. That way I can spread quickly, get that area filled in as much as possible. And you can see it's the sun that does the damage, because look at where the license plate was and where it wasn't. You can see a big difference. Where the license plate was, that's what the bumper should look like, because it's never seen the sun. So this little area back here that only the person following in traffic will ever see, we're still doing it anyway.
Open the hatch to access this trim.
Yeah, and also to show that when the customer opens it, they're not gonna go, oh, you missed a spot.
Right. Yeah, I think if you've got a vehicle at home that may not be a show car, but it's yours, and you want to have very little financial investment for a big return on investment, one bottle of this could help restore your baby in a lot of ways if it's aged, and it'll be super rewarding.
Yeah, and one bottle goes a very, very long way.
Right. I just think of like the impact you can get from
Yeah.
a little bit of time and investment of your afternoon.
So
You'll be happy.
I don't know if we can see this on camera, but Nick is afraid of using too much product, so he's actually got a dry spot here. I don't know if you can see that, Nick?
Really?
Yeah, there and there. Yeah, so just level it out.
Plastic is so interesting because, again, I don't know its whole history and story. Some of it reacts differently.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you level it, that line just kind of blends,
Right.
which is the idea.
Now these lines here are the texture worn off the plastic, so there's nothing we can do there. And with that, Nick, you can close the hatch. And I want to point something out. In the previous video, we used a nylon scuff pad to restore this paint. We went over this piano black trim with the nylon scuff pad. How scratched up is it, Nick?
No more scratched up than it was before we got here.
No. So the nylon scuff pad, when used with proper lubrication, done right, you're not gonna damage anything. Now, on this rubber trim, I've given it a good 10 minutes to absorb in. Let's give it a second coat because it really, really needs it. I've added another drop. That's why it looks like I'm putting it on super thick, which I am, but I'm gonna leave it dwell for a few seconds before leveling, just so it can soak in as much as possible.
I don't think I overuse product as much as I'm usually guilty of. The results speak for themselves, Ivan.
Right?
If folks like restoring their vehicle, if they like bringing it back to its original glory, is there another video they might actually learn from and enjoy?
I think this one right here.